Hey everybody, it's Mel and welcome to From the Casting Room. Stop cutting corners in your self-tapes. I just had to get that out because I heard from an actor in my killer self-tape course and he said, wow, if I just piece everything together, how I'm learning in class to do, then I really will have a killer self-tape. But, I've just been cutting corners before I took this class with you. And listen, I couldn't agree more. I've been watching so many self-tapes lately because I'm doing a lot of casting, and I'm seeing actors have these really great professional items for a killer self-tape, but not really know how to effectively use them so that they, so that they're putting their best foot forward every time. So what are some things for you to look for in your self-tape setup at home so that you're not cutting corners? Are you framing yourself correctly? Is the light source good enough so that we can see the color of your eyes? Do you know where to set your eye lines or how to set your eye lines or how far from the camera should you set your eye lines? Do you know how to label and send your self-tapes correctly so that casting doesn't want to pull their hair out? It's so important that you know how to do that. Do you know how to shoot your self-tape on your iPhone so that you know how to adjust the warmth? You know how to adjust the exposure? Do you know how to focus on your camera so that when you're walking into frame, you're not all fuzzy and blurry? These are things that you really need to know and that you really need to make sure that are coming across in your self-tapes when you're sending them in. One of the biggest things that I see is eye lines. I see that you don't really know how to set your eye lines. You're not really sure to look. It's super confusing for casting if you don't set your eye lines. I also feel like I'm seeing energy fall flat. So do you know how to bring energy to the scene, right? Without overacting. And most importantly, are you truly connected to the other character or characters in the scene? I think what happens is a lot of the tech takes over because you're not sure if you have the right setup. Maybe you don't feel comfortable or confident in the tech part of it. Maybe you just feel like it's way too overwhelming and you're just never going to learn it all. Well, listen, I'm here to tell you that self-tapes are here to stay. And I want you to feel comfortable and confident and sure every time you send in your self-tape, right? Well, that is why I created my killer self-tape course. We spend 4 weeks really fine-tuning your self-tapes, not just the tech part, but also the acting part. Because for me as a casting director, what I want to see is I want to see a killer performance out of you. I'm looking, especially if I know you, I'm like, wow, I can't wait to see so-and-so's self-tape. And then suddenly the lighting's off or the energy is really low, or I can see and I can feel from watching them that they feel a little stressed out because maybe they know that they don't have a great setup, right? So I don't want that to happen to anybody out there watching this. And that's why, I created that class for you. So just be sure when you're sending your self-tapes that you're not cutting corners, that you know the right framing, that you have the right equipment, that you know how to label and send your self-tapes so they're being seen, right? If you have any questions, please, you know that you can email us info@melmackactingstudio.com. You can join our Facebook group, From the Casting Room, and you can check out more videos here and ask me a question. I might just pick your question to answer in the next video. Okay, see you soon.